program to bring you this important message. I love you. Interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dean Callan Show. Now, I had the camera freeze on me right before I started. Now, I'm going to do what I always do and imagine that everything is working perfectly fine and there's nothing to worry about. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says "Don't Panic" on it, and I'm going to release that t-shirt along with all the other t-shirt ideas I have. I have a t-shirt idea that says "Allow me to clarify," right? As if someone has said it as a statement. And then underneath it says agar, agar. Like that's the person, right? Super cheesy, I know. I don't even know if it's like a dad joke or just shit. But I thought that would be fun. And Babs is here! Yes! Well, you're going to love the episode today. It features the great and mighty Axel Carlo Derek Callan, AC/DC. Right, so on today's show, yesterday obviously got cut down for copyright, so I'm gonna attempt to do a show without showing any cheesy internet videos for the fact that like they keep getting taken down for copyright. The giggly Tesla thing got taken down for copyright. I don't want the channel to get stopped every day, so I'm just skipping that. I'm going to bypass that and try to go with stuff that people have sent in that's their own original content and me talking shit. Maybe even, I've just realized I forgot to eat my banana, eating a banana. Now this banana, you might notice, is more brown than the banana that I ate yesterday. This is in fact considerably more brown. It's starting to ripen. The blacker the banana, the riper the juicy fruit in the inside. I think that's how the saying goes. This is starting to smell from a distance like banana. So for me, I think tomorrow we'll be ready to make banana daiquiris. Bacardi banana daiquiris. I've been saving the Bacardi especially for that. We had them on the weekend. They were delicious. Right. What have I been up to today? Today we're going to be talking about vodka caipiroskas. You've heard of a caipirinha. You've heard of a caipirisima. Caipiroska was super popular when I first started bartending. And my good friend Willie Burrell sent me this bottle in. Right? Like, the guy is a total legend. And he sent me a bottle of vodka and said, mate, you know, hope you're keeping well, loving the show and all that sort of stuff. So I'm definitely featuring this. And although I use Vesta vodka all the time, I don't have this in the cabin. So I'm going to taste it and see whether or not it's got that creamy butteriness that you expect from full potato vodka. And then I'm going to make a caipiroska with it for the reason that back in the day when I first started bartending, caipiroscas were, well, they weren't popular when I first started bartending, but they became popular in cocktail bars about 4 or 5 years later. Everybody wanted a stick drink. And when I say stick drinks, it's Talking Tools Tuesday. I was going to get all technical with my tools, but I realized this is an important tool that no one really uses anymore. I never see people using them. They might use little small ones, but back in the day when I first started bartending, you would keep this in your well and you'd be flicking it around and, you know, getting all like fancy with it and stuff. I used to do too. Woo! All right, can still do that kind of. I just had a panic attack. I thought I was going to smash everything. Right, so I'm going to make a caipiroska for you. I'm also going to make a drink with Luxardo Maraschino because G-Man has sent in another G-Spot video. I'm going to cut to Willie Burrell and get him to make you his quarantine cocktail martini, which is awesome. His video, honestly, people keep sending me videos, but don't ever expect to beat the Willie Burrell video. I think that's going to go down as legendary video of all time. In other news, JJ Goodman went live on Hospo Live and told us how to become successful and opening a bar. It's great. It was on at 1:30 today, and he's got another one on tomorrow at 1:30. give you a little taste of that. And I'm also going to show you, I might do it right now. Do I have it? Right now, I'm going to show you what I got up to today, right? This is what I did. This is what I was spending some of my time doing. So here, you can see there's a heavy duty bolty thing attached to this wire. You might be asking yourself, where does this wire go? Why would you have a wire in your garden like this? Well, here's your answer. This is a flying foxy McJobby bits. And then this is like a bouncy thing that kids hang on. So when I undo this, this guy hangs down, right? And you got your little safety pouch in here. Now, obviously, I'm not just gonna put my child in there, right? I'm gonna test it first. So, grab something from the cabin about child size. So, right, we have here a bottle of Glenmorangie Signet, which is like decent Scotch whiskey, right? So that weighs a little bit. I might speed this up. I don't know. It's taking ages. In there. Another. Jump cuts. There goes. All right. Yep. Still. Right. Scotch. We're ready. Yep. It does the job. It's working nicely. If I can see, ground height is pretty good. So, right. So this is going to be great. Right, so you might have been asking yourself, Dean, what are you doing, right? Before you go calling child services or anything like that, I don't plan on putting Axel on it and flipping him down the garden, okay? It was obviously way too low for that. I'd put it really high if I was going to do that. The purpose of the zip wire, Axel loves nothing more than walking up and down the little, walkway thingy job. And as much as we love that, it means myself and Electra are kind of like putting our hands out. He's holding onto our hands and we're bending over and we're kind of walking with him. Now, my lower back, as a result of Axel wanting to walk constantly, is not the same as it used to be. Like, it's starting to kind of buckle a little bit. I would say buckle or hurt. It doesn't feel comfortable. So I thought, what if I built a zip wire from A to B in the garden, and as he gets older and starts wanting to run around, I can have him kind of protected from this point and like on a spring-loaded jobby attached to a 400 kilo bearing weight zip wire, and then he can learn to walk without me being concerned about him falling over and hurting himself, right? And he can't really reach anything we don't want him to reach. So this is what our first test looked like. Come here, money. Come on. Come to daddy. You can do it. This way. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. You can do it. You can do it. It's just a bit too high, isn't it, buddy? Oh. Come on. Yeah, that's it. You can do it. Come to daddy. Ah, gotcha. Yay. I just love spending time with him and getting to do all that sort of stuff. Obviously, I love building random gadgety stuff as well. But in my head, I seen him just running on it. But I guess when he was up on the step, he was a little bit too low. So he kept kind of stepping up and then stepping and kind of falling a little bit. And then when he was off the step, it was a little too high. So I obviously need to work on getting the levels right. But once we got those levels right, he's going to love it, running up and down. He probably needs to be more than 8 months old. But you get the picture, right? You see what I'm trying to do there. Now, in the interest of keeping it all in the family at the beginning of the show, which honestly, we've got to take the positives that we've got, and the biggest positive I've got is the amount of time I get to spend with my wife and child, as Electra is working from home, and obviously Axel's not going to nursery, so we're getting more and more home time, which is brilliant. I'm loving it, and the sun being out kind of helps as well, and having a bit of a garden helps. I don't want to kind of talk too much about that. Let's go to Will. Honestly, I almost had a tear in my eye watching this video. I absolutely love it. So, without making you wait any longer.
Let's start it from...
Hello to the Dean Callan Show. Wow, this is an
When
honour.
can I come back?
Oh, so today I will be making some cocktails, and as you know, I am a well-renowned star-tender, so I've got a bar back today. And my bar back is just going to do what I tell him to do, and he's going to obey me and be incredibly well behaved because, you know, that's what he's going to do for me, and I believe that that's the respect I am due as this world famous star tender. So I will be making a drink and
my toys.
and this guy will be making a drink. So if you're at home and you guys have kids running around, you know, the struggle is real. I guess it's about keeping them occupied. So Alexander is going to be making himself some Ribena, and just to make it a little bit more fun, what we do is we just get him to shake it up himself. Okay, how's that going for you, buddy? Oh no, okay, right, here we go. So, should we pour this?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go, young man. Okay, there you go, there you go, there you go.
Is that real?
Okay, would you like to try that, sir? What do you think? Okay, cool. Right. Now that my esteemed colleague has a drink, I will start to make something which I think is kind of cool. Now, if you're at home, you don't have any ingredients, what I'm trying to do is improvise. So, a martini, I am partial to a little bit of vodka, but I don't have any vermouth. I have been putting a few herbs and a little bit of wine, like white wine at the end of the day, just so that I can kind of like make something kind of like pretty easy. Just get a little bit of a coating in there, so it's kind of like an aromatized...
That was delicious.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So I've got a kind of aromatized little wine, and then I'm just going to discard that. Then what I'm going to do is put in a generous measure of some of my favourite vodka. So, oh, there we go.
It's actually Daddy's favourite of all of the vodkas.
And then, because I don't have any vitamin C, because I don't have any lemon or citrus or anything, I have actually been using vitamin C because it's kind of quite citrusy, so I just kind of like put that in there like that. Now, a lot of people show off about their bar equipment. I like to stir with a little bit of Lego, so that's kind of like a nice, easy thing for me to do. So we're nearly ready. Chilling down nicely. I have to say, I quite like using a little splash of white wine whilst I don't have any vermouth.
Ooh.
And so for me, it just kind of like works quite easily. Now, I don't have any glassware, so I'm just gonna, oh, there we go. Oh. There we go. And that is a very basic DIY cocktail from raiding all of my kitchen cabinets to try and find what I've got. Cheers to you, Dean. Have a great day. We love the show. Say goodbye to Dean.
Bye, Dad.
How good is that? So, I might have said it a couple of times on the show. If I get the opportunity to buy a product where I pick it up and I know that I know the guy who owns it, and I know where that money's going. It really kind of, you're going to drink anyway. You might as well drink with or for friends, right? So that really warmed my heart. Thank you so much for sending that through, Will. And I hope someone else got a little bit of a cheerful moment out of that. Now, on to the vodka while we're on it. So I've been sent this, and like, I know people have given vodka a bit of a kind of a hard time of late, but vodka was popular when I first started bartending. Like, I moved to working in a bar 6.5 years in, and they still had like a frozen back bar where they had up to 50 vodkas. So it's kind of like where gin is hitting saturation now. Vodka was when I first started, like 20 years ago. So it feels like a slow process. But if you actually sit and taste vodkas against each other, you can see there's a bit of a difference. There's a residual sweetness in some vodkas. There's a creaminess in others. There's a spiciness in some of them. I'm terrible at tasting stuff. And obviously you're not able to taste it. So I'm just going to move through this real quick. Yeah, awesome. Great mouthfeel. I haven't got much burn on it. It's got what I'm looking at for that Kaipiroska. It's got that kind of full body meatiness to it. Well, I'd say creamy. Right. I made a bajillion of these. I used to muddle every single one of them. Back in the day, I used to muddle them in the glass. I learned the hard way not to do that. When I make one, I take the very end off of this bit. That might be overexposed. Let's cut to this camera. Right, so I take that little endy knobby bit off. Through here, get 4 really nice even pieces. Now, if you're going to be like super diligent about it, you could get rid of the little bit of white, but it's not that important to do that, especially if you're moving at pace. If you're at home and you're making these for your friends, then go ahead. Now, I do this. I go straight in there with these 2, and then I ditch these. I then pick out the best looking one of those. So that guy's nice and big. This one's got a more consistent green on the skin. So these guys go like that. Now, I put those in there. Gonna put some music back on in the background. Right, I've got these in here now. Now, if you're going to use caster sugar, you put a little bit of bar spoon of caster sugar. You can use demerara sugar. You can use a light brown sugar. For this, I'm just going to use my Funkin' sugar syrup. Because when I was making bajillions of these, I gave up on all of that other jazz. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the really bitter oils out of the outside of the skin. Right? You can, if you add sugar, you can grind it a little bit more, but it's not really necessary. You can do it at much better pace, just doing it that way. Enough sugar to cover the bottom. I got a pretty good sweet tooth, so I'm going to put more than what you might do. And then a double measure. Plenty of vodka. You want to taste the vodka in this. All right, now, this one, keep there, right? Now this guy, what I would do is I'd take a couple of cubes of ice, right? Depending on the size of your glass. They're going to help chill the drink down, and they're going to help fill up the glass. I know this isn't the traditional way to do it, but when you're moving quick, people want their drinks, right? I worked at a really busy bar. We had a lot of shakers. It was easy to use shakers to break basically every drink. I'm using a nice big glass that's thick. I don't mind having the decorations on the outside because you can't see as much of the bits floating about on the inside that way. Right, now here, the bulk of the drink is the cubed ice rather than putting all crushed ice. I want it to warm a little bit. I don't want to be too cold. And now I'm going to put the crushed ice on the top of that. Get a bar spoon. Just lift the liquid up to meet the top of that ice. Now that that's nice and pretty, I'm going to take some of the fluffiest bit of crushed ice so that you've got that nice dry ice look, and then find a good spot for that last piece. So you can see it looks good. It looks like kind of, you know, you've got your muddled lime in there, you've got your lime peel. By pouring the lime juice of the whole lime in there, you can make sure that you've got it nice and consistent. The sugar syrup means it'll all be completely dissolved through and you've got a consistent flavor. Obviously, I've only got really tall straws. This is a drink that you would need straws for. I'm still going to drink out of a straw. Oh. I did this drink because there might be a lot of you out there that have chewed through, you buy a pack of limes, right? You make a couple of daiquiris, whatever, but you've always got one or two limes left over. You either have too fewer limes and you got none, or you got a ton of limes and you're like, what am I going to use all these for, right? If you want to switch it up from having your daiquiris and, you know, whatever you'd normally, maybe last words, and try something else that will chew through those limes, it's a great option. Will, thanks again, mate. If you're watching, legend. All right, now I'm going to move on to G-Spot. I'm going to leave Mitch till a little bit later in the show because I'm hoping Mitch is watching and I want him to concentrate as he watches the show because, you know, he's I guess you could say, apart from Electra and Axel, he's one of my biggest fans. He watches the show every time because he's in it. It's kind of half of why I do it, I guess.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the G Spot. I'm G. This is stuff that I spot and tell you about. So, what did I spot this week? I spotted some stupid ass So, I know what you're all thinking. It's a beautiful day outside. You want to go outside, you want to go do some cool stuff. I get it. I totally understand. But don't do it. I got a perfect remedy. It's a cocktail that when you drink it, you're going to feel like you're outside having an aperitivo time and stuff like that. Here's what you need. That's maraschino, that's some rosemary, that's a lemon, that's some absinthe, that's some tonic water, and then we have a wine glass with as much ice as you have. And I've just put the cucumber in there. We're going to go in with our tonic water, just a single shot of Luxardo maraschino, then a little spray of lemon, rosemary. We're going to spray this with some absinthe. That smells like fresh pine. We're going to stick this on top. It's going to add to the aroma. Put your shades on, take a sip, go into the garden, go onto your balcony. Hell, stand next to the window. I don't care, just don't go outside, yeah? Or maybe, don't even make this drink. Support your local bars. Go on their websites, find out which ones are doing delivery, order from them, and like this t-shirt from Abandoned Ship, support your local bar.
All right, and we're back. Thanks, G-Man. That was the G-Spot for this week. Tune in sometime next week when I get another G-Spot. It's going to be great. I'm going to keep featuring him. Right, so how did he make that drink? Was ice, whatever ice you got. Or do you know what we have? I might upgrade my ice. Let's see, what have we got in here? I reckon I could just shave that and get it. For anyone out there, and I'm going to ask him, who has always wondered about these things, these branding irons are now becoming like so easy to get. Look, even I have one. Look at that. Ready? Look, Dean Callan show. Do you see that shit? Right? I want to get a TV one. I now have a connect to get these things made. Carlos from London Ice Studio. So if you get in touch and you want one of these, I can put you in touch with Carlos, and we can get you one. Now, I'm just going to shave the outside of this off. I'm going to put a nice cube of ice in there, if I can get it to the right size. See, this is why you practice stuff before you just go randomly deciding to do it. It's probably not the best to just randomly decide to do stuff. Big chunk of ice. Now, rosemary, I just had to run out to the garden. This is not professional quality rosemary. This is my rosemary from the garden. I probably don't feed it enough water. It smells nice and it tastes nice, and I know it's fresh. It's like 0 kilometer rosemary. I got it from literally just outside in the garden. And this cucumber, it came in the Natura order, I guess. I have no idea who makes the cucumber, how far the cucumber has traveled to get here. It's just an everyday cucumber. My wife ordered the cucumber, so I know nothing. Right, dash of maraschino. I'm really interested to see how this tastes. And this time I'm using Fever Tree tonic because we're finally able to get the not refreshingly light, full scale, full fat, all the sugar Fever Tree. And let's give that a little stir. All right, I need to know what this tastes like. I know I just made a drink, but oh, that's good. It's like way more floral than I thought it would be. Like hell more floral. Okay. Yeah, that's really tasty. So there was something else I was gonna taste. Right. I thought it would only be appropriate, since I pulled out the Signet earlier on, to explain what Signet is. If anyone knows what Signet is, interact. That'd be great. Otherwise, I'm just going to quickly taste it for you guys. And I'm going to do it super fast, like ninja taste, right? There's the case. You open the thing, and then the bottle comes out, and then you've got the bottle. And then you get one of these. Right. And chocolate malt. Right, so what this is, Signet, is chocolate malt. Like they call it Cadbol barley. I don't know what that actually means. Creaminess, something. Anyway, from my understanding, they roasted the barley until the barley was so like overly roasted that it's like Guinness. I don't know. I went to the distillery. I tasted it. It tasted delicious. I decided to buy some. Right. Oh. It's like taking a really rich honey and then putting it on the hob, adding a bit of butter to it, and then like pouring it over pancakes and eating the big chunk of pancakes and then having a glass of whiskey. Oh, so good. Right. So now that I have 3 drinks, this one's pretty much gone though. I'm going to move on to talk about glassology. Anyone that wants to get involved in a competition online, check out glassology. So spelt like mixology, but take off mix and put glass in front. The guys from Libya are running a competition, and there's 2 days left of that competition. So after this, if you comment and let me know that you want to get involved, I can send you the link if you can't Google it. But glassology, 2 days left. Also, Mitch's Minute. Let's move on to Mitch's Minute right now so I can clear this up, finish this guy. Oh, I'm in such a good mood today. I had such a great day. And I'm looking forward to going in and having dinner with the wifey. Right, where is Mitch's Minute? There's I know you can't see this, but see this here? Where are we? This little guy here. Can you see Mitch's face? That's Mitch's face right there. When I push this button, it goes to Mitch. Ready?
Favorite bomb memory. My favorite bomb memory is Oh, my favorite bar memory is every single time I'm in a new venue for the first time that's been made, that's my friends, and I know how much work they put into it. That's one of the happiest things. Anytime I go into a venue that's owned by friends and I know how much work they've put into it, is incredibly, I fucking live for that. For myself personally, is a reoccurring thing. Every time I see that penny drop or the shoe drop and one of my staff that I'm training, you see it clicks in their mind and they get it, whether it be balance or families of drinks or really the most important is building rounds and getting rounds out together perfectly. I love that moment when you see them, they just look at you and you know that they know now. I love that.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys are paying attention. So, absinthe, I forgot all about that. But thank you. Gotta give that a little mix. I love absinthe. So good. All right. Yeah, super tasty. Okay, it's way better with the absinthe. Absinthe and cucumber are so good together. I'll tell you what. Will it work tomorrow? I'm gonna do a banana daiquiri tomorrow. I'll do 2 drinks tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a Belafonte julep, which is a banana julep. Tastes great. And then I'm gonna do West Side Story, which is like the cocktail that it's a twist on a South Side that I created it like years and years and years ago. And it sold like hotcakes. Everybody drank it, but they drank it at a time when if you read a menu and it said gin, lime, mint, cucumber, absinthe, people at that time thought, like 2006, people thought absinthe was like, well, actually it was before 2006. The first one was 2003, but people thought absinthe was just going to mess them up because it was basically like illegal. The only stuff I could get with the first time I did it was a bright green Czech absinthe, like a real weird looking one. But anyway, you put absinthe on a menu and people thought they were going to hallucinate. So they'd order it to get messed up and then get this delicious balanced drink that it had like a finish to it that you take a sip, the mint kept coming back and you get mint, you get more aroma than you get actual flavor on the mouth. So and humans taste more in the olfactory, like the back of their mouth. You swallow and then the scent comes back up and that gives you more of the flavor. And mint does an excellent job on that. So you taste the drink and it comes back up and you retaste it. And that retasting it makes your mouth salivate and makes the water come down into the sides of your mouth. And then you take another sip. It's Moorish. And that drink is the most Moorish drink ever. I'm going to try to make that tomorrow. I'm not going to try it. We'll get some more cucumber. Right. So I think I have to do this now for JJ's. Yeah, I do. I'm going to load you in a video that I took. Oh, no. Where are you? Let's go to this one. Boom.
Let's start it from
Hello to the Dean Callan Show. Wow, this is an
When
honour.
can I come back?
Oh, so today I will be making some cocktails, and as you know, I am a well-renowned star-tender, so I've got a bar back.
To stay excited about the project that you're doing, and like I said, come along with you. So 51% isn't necessarily what you're looking to get. What you're looking to do is get a small amount of shares in a big business. The only reason why your shareholding genuinely ever going to come good for you would either be if you do dividends at the end of the year.
Right, I'm not going to steal JJ's thunder. Go on to Hospo Live and have a look at that. You could see from the video I was showing you, he's got a document up breaking down everything he does when he opens everything he did when he opened a business, what his investors are looking for, how to sell yourself and what's important and what's not, like what not to waste time on. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. If JJ hears about me plugging his show, I hope that was okay that I did that without asking. But yeah, JJ, you're a legend. Great work. And tomorrow at the same time of 1:30 in the afternoon, he's going to be back on finishing that with, I think, another half hour or hour slot on Hospo Live. Definitely worth checking out. Now, in the interest of wrapping up today's show, before I show you the last little bits that I've got, I wanted to ask a question of everyone. If anyone's interested, let's find out if the Rum Toronto existed before Mitch pitched it to me. I don't know how long it's been around, if it has been, but the Rum Toronto, the drink I made a couple of days ago, maybe it was last week. What day is it today? I don't even know. Check it out. I'd love to find out whether or not anyone knows if that existed forever. It's probably an existing drink. If it's not, then Mitch created it, which is pretty badass. Right, now, on to the serious stuff. I know everyone out there is sitting at home, twiddling their thumbs, thinking about stuff. Not a great deal to do. Now, the guys from Three Spirit, they sent me the Spirit. I'm not going to lie. They sent me the Spirit because they wanted me to check it out and, see what I thought. And I was connected to them through Tristan Stevenson, who I admire and respect. So I was like, oh my God, this is going to be great. They sent me these, but then they said to me, thank you for plugging it on the show. That's great. Could you let people know that we're willing to send out a bottle to someone if they want to try it, which is epic. Now, I don't know, because obviously I didn't go through the details, but if you DM me, I'll give you the contact details, I guess, of these guys, and they may have a couple of bottles. It might be more than one, but you could let them know what you'd like to taste. They're willing to send you out a bottle so you can taste it. I'm assuming it's the UK, but I don't know how far reaching that is. And then on top of that, if you have a taste, have a think about it, and then come up with a cocktail, they'll pay you £30 per cocktail. It's a small startup, so like £30 isn't a huge amount of money, but you're getting a free bottle and you're getting to taste it. And in my opinion, getting paid £30, that covers all your mixers and everything to play with. And if you're not doing much, definitely worth checking out. So send me a DM. I am going to have a livener because the last time I had one, I put a smile on my face. So I'm going to have me a livener. So get in touch. Let me know. Send me a direct message, because the comment thing in the past where I've said just comment and I'll send you some stuff, it's hard to track. So I'm learning from my previous, you could say, mistakes. I guess I learned from them. So are they a mistake? Right. Awesome. Now, I got one last thing. I think I perform well under pressure, right? I would like to assume I do. I would like to do this kind of job under a high pressure situation when we ordered something and it didn't arrive. And then when it did arrive, we had to run with it real quick, right? So today, about 5 minutes before I started the show, I lie, about 30 minutes before I started the show, this arrived. I want to show it to you. The reason I love this so much, it's not for what it does, but what we can do with it. There's so much potential. All right. Now, I don't know if I'm doing this right. All right. Has this worked? You excited? I hope you're excited. Now, right. So, if this works right, I should be able to do this. And now I'm hanging out down in the cellar. Hold on. I'll change the backdrop. Now I'm hanging out down in the cellar, having a drink. Isn't that cool? And it's like, it does it in real time. Probably not the best quality. Maybe I need to mess with settings to get the what's this one? Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but it works. Yeah, the instructions on YouTube were right. It's a castle. Yeah, it looks like a castle. It is a castle. Right. I'm working from home today. Look at the home office. What else is there? Hold on. Modern house. What's with modern house? Why is modern house like that? Tunnel's pretty cool. Check that out. Right, well, I hope this has been a nice distraction. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you're watching in the morning, sorry for making you have such a hectic start to your day with all these drinks that you're clearly making at home because you have all the ingredients, right? Thank you and good evening.